Welcome to 2023 Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition held here at Caroline Chisholm. So we've started to see some of the slides from our experience and our journey, our learning, our camaraderie, our mateship, our problem solving. So tonight is a time to gather and celebrate and reflect. Before we begin, I'd like to welcome Georgia Eggleton from Caroline Chisholm up for a welcome to country.
Warami Midga. I begin today by welcoming you on behalf of the traditional custodians of the land we gather on, the Mulgoa clan of the Darug Nation, and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to extend that respect to any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today.
So for our guests here today, our parents, our people that are watching on the live stream, a little bit about our competition. So this began over 21 years ago. It started off as the Uni Schools Steer Challenge. From that, it moved into the model that we now see today. What is unique about this competition is that it's run by teachers for their students with the aim to learn, to educate, and to assist in moving into greater things. A little bit more for you. 11 schools competed this year, from state, private, and independent schools. The competition offers students an opportunity to grow steers for just under 100 days to become a meat product. In doing so, this allows us to learn about not only the inner workings of the agriculture industry, but also how to work together, how to put our best foot forward, and how to ensure that we are delivering the best possible side of ourselves. We are a competition that prides ourselves in its ability to have industry meet our students. We are lucky enough to have an array and an illustrious group of alumni. We'll meet some of them today. They are dedicated professionals across a multifaceted area. Many of our students have gone on to work at the RAS, in economics, in finance, some even in politics. Some have become teachers, and some are leading experts at things like the Royal Easter Show. And it's all based on volunteers. So, a really warm welcome. Of our 11 participating schools, all are in attendance tonight. And all but one principal has come to cheer you on, students. They believe that much in the work that you have done. And that principal that's not here has actually sent a delegate. They believe that much in you. So think about that when you walk into your school gates, just how much your teachers and your staff support you in your journey and in your learning. We also have a number of past participants here to join us, and we'll mention those in a little bit later. We'd also like to welcome and thank Jill Burgess, Diane and Gary Pratley, Peter Francesco, and Michaela Safari. We've got apologies as well from Frank Favour, Amanda Saxon, Graham William, Stuart Glover, Dr. Ken Langford, Caitlin Vella, Nicolette Westerhoff, and Rochelle Pratley. We'd like to take a moment just to do a pretty quick special thank you. Thank you to Caroline Chisholm for hosting and all the work that's gone into this. A special mention to Miss Stelina from Oak Hill College for all of her wonderful photos, both tonight and previously. I will now invite Miss Moore up just to give a quick run through on some of the procedures of tonight.
Thank you, Miss. Welcome everybody to Caroline Chisholm. I know you've already enjoyed our cafe area. If there is an emergency and we need to evacuate, we'll all head straight back out to that area and all the way down the school to the back oval in case of any emergencies. I think everyone knows where the toilets are now. And students, when you get your awards, we're going to change it up just a little bit in how we do the photos. Okay, so last year we did photos in front of the stage. This year we're going to get you to all exit. There's a room set up next door for photos, and then you'll walk around and come back in the middle of the auditorium. And I think we get to start now.
So first I would like to introduce Mr. Luciano Mastini, our guest speaker to open tonight. And he's the Chief Executive Officer from the Primary Industries Education Foundation Australia, or PIFA. And there's been a little bit of a surprise organised for you too, sir, as you walk up to show the students the multifaceted talent that you are.
Thank you. You better listen to this. This is my other life. I wish we had a bush dance tonight. I'd sing for you. Okay, we can cut that now. Thank you. Thank you. All good. Thanks so much. I'm Luciano Basidi. I'm the CEO of Primary Industries Education Foundation. And I'm here to talk to you about, well, the wonderful world of ag education, which I've been heavily involved in for a very long time. So I don't have a clicker here, do I? Well, I get the crew to move to the next one. There we go. So we are a national organisation that promotes and develops and contributes to nationally agricultural education. So we represent all the ag teachers you have in this room, every school that does agriculture in every part of Australia, and really support all teachers who want to teach food and fibre and agriculture in their schools. So that's really, really important. We need to be out there waving the flag at how important it is for young people to know about the opportunities of food and fibre and agriculture and the career pathways that are available. We do lots of things to support teachers in schools, and and a lot of the wonderful teachers here actually know a lot about that already, so very happy in the engagement we've had over the years. But next slide. So once upon a time, I lived on a farm at Kellyville. I grew up on a farm there, but also I worked at University of Western Sydney at Hawkesbury, and I was involved with the Uni-Steers Challenge way back in the beginning. So I've got a bit of a history for this, the competition and to where it is now. But I was also one of the ag teachers at Colo High School. Where are the Colo kids here? Yeah, Colo. A lot of my life was invested in Colo, but also being part of the wonderful group of ag teachers that are here in the Sydney region. So, and now I'm the CEO of Primary Industries Education Foundation. So I run around Australia talking to different people about why agricultural education is so important. I was in Adelaide this week at the Royal Show in Adelaide and spoke to a lot of teachers, a lot of students, and a lot of people in industry and saying, how are we going to encourage more kids to get involved in careers in agriculture? Which leads me to the next question. Why do we need more young people working in agriculture, food and fibre? Next slide. Last year, National Farmers Federation said there was 170,000 jobs available, unfilled, in agriculture. And another really big statistic is, for every graduate from university or TAFE, there's 5 to 6 jobs. What other industry has that? And the careers are really exciting. So think about those bits of stats. We'll go to the next slide. So what does a career in ag, food and fibre look like in Australia today? Let's go to the next slide. Is it an old man on a tractor? Okay, some of you said yes. Well, there's a few of those around, and we won't talk about the farm safety issues with that tractor, okay? All right, teachers, this is not a good example. Students, take note. Next slide. Is that agriculture today in Australia? Okay, that's a big drone, and I've seen some of those drones. They're really good. Next slide. Is that agriculture today? It is. It is, very much so. Next slide. Is that agriculture today? It is. I think that's the ladybird, from University of Sydney, working on 23 hours a day, tending some lettuce plants down in Cowra. But next slide. Is that agriculture? What do you reckon that is? It's a boat full of wheat and cotton going overseas. And every day here in Sydney, there are about 20 trains full of cotton and about 30 trains full of grains going to the port to go overseas. That's agriculture as well. That's logistics. Next slide. That's agriculture as well, because it's all about the whole supply chain. It's not just about farming. It's everything along the supply chain to the point that it reaches the plate. That's also agriculture. Next slide. That's also agriculture. We have amazing leaders in agriculture today, and more of them are women. And that's a really important point, that there are so many opportunities out there. So I've spoken to a lot of the colleges that teach agriculture across Australia. The average number of women in courses in agriculture in Australia is between 60 and 65%. That's fantastic. And lots of opportunities. These were the Women's of the Horizon Scholarship in AgriFutures last year. Next slide. All right, some really big stats here. 80% of agricultural careers are beyond the farm gate. So agriculture doesn't actually just mean farming, okay? That's a really important point. 35% of jobs are in capital cities. So what I hear from young people saying, I don't want a job in agriculture, it means I have to, move to Burke or Cobar or somewhere crazy like Broken Hill. Well, you don't. There's lots of opportunities across the board. We are one of the biggest industries in Australia. So we're hoping to reach $100 billion in product, economic product from agriculture over the next couple of years. So there are jobs along the supply chain, and there's so many jobs. It's not just about farming. Research and development, marketing, logistics, finance, all kinds of jobs. So really the opportunities are absolutely huge. And the next slide. So my organisation has a lot of careers information. It's very hard to find careers information about agriculture. But we have a website called Career Harvest, careerharvest.com.au, and it's got bucket loads of information there about careers, about scholarships. There's so many scholarships available that no one takes up every year. It's really, really sad and frustrating. And there's day in the life of videos, there's careers information, there's lots of information for your teachers about careers in agriculture. So worth having a look at, and we're adding more and more to it all the time. Also, next slide, that's what the website looks like. Pretty cool, I reckon. And next slide. There's a gap year program. Who's here from in year 12? Year 12? I wish I was in year 12. Because there's this gap year program called Ag Career Start. And next slide tells you a little bit more about it. It's basically a full-time employment on a property or anything along the supply chain. You get paid $4,500 towards your training. You can do a certificate 3 or 4 while you're out working, and there's a whole support staff, and it's really, really valuable opportunity. So the next slide tells you a little bit more about it. Applications open already, so check it out if you're in year 12 and you're not sure what you want to do next year. This is one of many gap year programs, but it's one that we've been heavily involved with. So that was me, and look, careers and the wonderful world of agriculture, food and fibre is the most incredible career pathway and journey you could ever have in your life. So I think you're very fortunate to have amazing teachers that really guide you on this journey, and this competition is a great way of introducing you to the whole way of being engaged with raising a steer and engaging with agriculture. So well done to your teachers and your schools. Congratulations to Stephen and the organising committee for making this happen this year, and the great support that we get from all the schools for making this happen. And great thanks to Carolyn Chisholm and Jeff and Amanda for all their work for putting this on today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mastini and Mr. Blunden, for that sneaky clip. I would now like to invite students from Chevalier College to address us.
Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed judges, fellow competitors, teachers, sponsors, and honoured guest, it is with great pleasure that I stand before you today at the Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition. This event not only showcases the dedication and hard work for our young cattle enthusiasts, but also highlights the incredible support we receive from sponsors and educators. First and foremost, I'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our generous sponsors and supporters who have made this competition possible. Sponsors and supporters are an important and integral part of the overall program because they supplement funding, supply resources, and complement our organisation, all of which enriches the experiences and outcomes of all participants. Thank you to our generous sponsor, Manildra, for their donation of 1 tonne DDG pellets for each participating school. Their contribution has undoubtedly played a crucial role in ensuring the well-being and proper nutrition of our beloved steers. Your commitment to fostering the growth of young minds in the realm of agriculture is truly commendable. We'd also like to thank AgriWest and Charles Sturt for their substantial contribution of $1,000 each. Your investment in our growth and learning and experience is truly accepted, and it reflects your commitment to fostering the next generation of agricultural leaders. Graham Williams from Thunderbird, your donation of clippers to be used as a prize has added an exciting element of this event. Your encouragement and supporting are pivotal in motivating us to strive for excellence. Your commitment to our success does not go unnoticed, and we are truly grateful for your partnership. Thank you to Diane, Paul and Rochelle Prattley of Shelgardy Murray Grey Stud at Gunning. Without your willingness to allow us to select steers for your purchase from your herd, we wouldn't be able to run the program that we do. Thank you to Daryl Holder of the Cattle Shop at Goulburn for your assistance on the training day. And finally, thank you to Peter Francisco at Picton Wholesale Meats for your assistance on the training day and organising the purchase of the steers.
The success of this competition is not solely measured by the prizes and awards, but also by the knowledge and skills we gain along the way. Our journey to this competition was made even more enriching through the preparation we received at the training day hosted by St. Columbuses. The workshops encompassed a wide array of valuable skills and knowledge. Throughout the day, we moved through various activities, ranging from learning how to parade and junior judging, to understanding what to look for when assessing steers, as well as what to say when speaking about the animals. The demonstrations on washing, clipping and grooming were invaluable lessons that have enriched our understanding of cattle care. Furthermore, the workshops covering feeding and nutritional requirements, facilitated by experts in the field, have equipped us with the tools to ensure the health and well-being of our steers. A special mention goes to the butcher, who shared enlightening insights into the various cuts of meat, a vital connection between the farm and the consumer's table. The combination of theoretical knowledge and practical training has enriched our understanding and made for a thoroughly enjoyable day. The success of this training day would not have been possible without the dedication and effort of our teachers. We are immensely grateful for their commitment to our education and growth. Their hard work in organising and running these workshops has created an educational, engaging and fun environment that will undoubtedly impact us for years to come. Last but certainly not least, a heartfelt thank you goes to our teachers who accompanied us to the training day. Your guidance, mentorship and unwavering support have made this experience not only possible but also incredibly rewarding. Your commitment to our development is inspiring and we are truly grateful for the opportunities you have provided us. Thank you to everyone who has made this competition and training day possible. The Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition is not just a showcase of our endeavours, but a celebration of collective effort, mentorship and passion for agriculture. Let us continue to learn, grow and contribute to the world of agriculture with the knowledge and experiences gained here. Thank you all for being part of this incredible journey.
I would now like to welcome our students from Arndell Anglican College.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ryan and this is Jasmine, and we are from Arndell Anglican College. Today we're excited to share our experience at the Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition Live Day.
First and foremost, we would like to thank our sponsors who made this event possible. Mamilja Stock Feed Company, who generously donated 1 tonne of dried distilled grain pellets to each of the 11 participating schools. Shield Guard Murray Grey Stud. They organised a group of steers for the 9 schools involved in the competition. Charleston University for providing $1,000 to help with the competition. Ag West Windsor also providing $1,000 to help out. Thunderbird Ag, they provide prizes such as clippers. Finally, we would like to also extend our thanks to Caroline Chisholm for hosting this event, as well as our teachers and parents for giving us the chance to experience events like these.
Our day at the Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition began with preparations. We had to set up our steer store and create a herdsman display for showing. This included ensuring that our steer named Thor had enough food, water and clean bedding. The herdsman display included our storyboard and information charts, making sure everything was clear and easy to understand. We even had a table for storybook about our steer Thor's life. Next, we prepared Thor for showing. This involved washing him at the wash bay, bringing him back to our display, and blow drying him in the crush. We then brushed and sprayed him to ensure his coat looked nice and pretty. With Thor ready, we were eager to start the competition.
The first 2 competitions of the day was Best Presented Steer and Lead Steer. In these competitions, Thor was judged on how well he was presented by our representative Madeline Brooke, who did an outstanding job. The following competition included junior and senior novice parading and junior and senior experience parading. In these competitions, our school representatives paraded Thor in the ring. Andrew Craig, one of our representatives, shared that it was a remarkable and valued learning experience.
Next up was the oral and non-oral judging competition. Our school representatives were tasked with judging and ranking 4 steers based on their best features. Adrian Kotranakis is one of our representatives, shared that this was a fun time looking at the different cows and ranked from smallest to largest. The grand final of the day was the beef appraisal team competition. I, along with 7 other representatives, had to work as a team to judge our steers based on factors like fat coverage, dressing and rib cover. This competition challenged us and allowed us to grow our skills in beef appraisal.
To conclude the day, we had to pack up. This meant ensuring all our equipment was properly stowed away, leaving nothing behind and making sure our area was tidy as when we arrived. All steers, including Thor, were loaded onto the truck to head to the abattoir. In closing, our experience at the Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition Live Day was not only educational, but a testament to hard work and dedication of everyone involved. We once again want to thank the sponsors, organisers, and fellow participations for making this day possible. It's been a memorable journey for us, and we look forward to moving to more exciting experiences in the future. Thank you.
So now to our first set of awards, and we would like to invite host principal, Miss Tanya Cairns, to come up and present our ribbons, please. So for those that didn't make it, Best Presented Steer is a bit like the beauty competition of the steer world, where students are tasked by themselves with some teacher guidance without necessarily having an expert to come in and to prepare their animal in the best way possible. So it includes hours of clipping and giving them haircuts, washing, drying, combing particular ways, and really showing the best attributes. So, in 6th place, we have St. Columba's Catholic College. And in 5th place, so please come up and grab your ribbons. So in 5th place, Chevalier College. In 4th place is Caroline Chisholm College. In 3rd place is in 3rd place is MacArthur Anglican College. So in 2nd place is Beep Holding College. And in 1st place, Colo High School. just to explain the pausing, so for our live streamers at home, it actually comes up at the bottom with who the award recipients are, hence the pausing, so that we have the right correlation between the name and the person on stage. So just to explain that, we're not going to an advert break and I'm not building suspense. Thank you very much. So please welcome, on that note, Colo High School to speak to us on their presentation of the steer. And we knew the results before, hence why we've given them that one.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, students, teachers, and other guests. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Lexi. Over the course of the 100 days that we looked after and maintained our steer Tasty, we worked hard with Tasty to get him used to the equipment and procedures by washing, blow drying, brushing, and clipping him to make sure he looked his absolute best.
While washing Tasty, we made sure to remove all dirt and mud to keep him healthy and clean, as it seemed to be his favourite thing was to lay in the mud and get dirty. After washing, we would blow dry him and to help train his hair to sit forward. We also clipped our steer very early on for 2 reasons: so he would feel the cold and eat more, and 2, for a greater ease when washing and blow drying.
At the Greater Sydney Schools Training Day and over the course of multiple show team meetings, we were taught the basics of clipping and applied this to our steer to help make him as presentable as possible. In the few days prior to the competition, we clipped him and washed our steer for easy preparation on the day. On the day of the competition, the students washed him and from head to hoof to remove any kind of dirt and debris and ensure he was ready to be fitted. He was then blow dried, which made him both dry but also blew off any loose hair on his coat.
Many steps were taken to have him look highly presentable. This included fluffing up his hair, brushing it forward with a soft bristle brush, and brushing in a light spray of Final Bloom. Next, we used a tea comb to finesse and touch up areas to hide his flaws and highlight his more desirable features. Then, using a pair of scissors, a tea comb, and some hairspray, we shaped the tuft, creating a uniform and neat tail. We finished off by spraying him with hairspray to hold his hair in place for the competition. All these processes assisted us in securing first place in Best Presented competition.
To conclude, we would like to thank everyone who was involved with helping us to learn these techniques and skills that we now apply to achieve our best at future shows. And thank you to Miss Alexander for supporting us in competitions and giving up her time for training and shows.
I'd now like to invite students from Oak Hill College to talk about all the preparation that actually went into that live day.
Hi, I'm Harry and this is Alex. The Greater Sydney School Steers Cattle Competition has been a thrilling experience for all of the agricultural students at Oak Hill College. As a wise ex-student of Oak Hill once taught show team members, treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. This is our inspiration for the preparation of Wayne Kershaw, our beloved Murray Grey steer. We gave Wayne a good old Oak Hill College welcome at 2:56 p.m. on the 9th of May 2023. And it was then when we noticed how much potential he had. He came bounding out of the truck with fire in his eyes. It was at this point we knew we had a tough and dangerous job on our hands. Deciding that we ain't got time to fuss and fight with him, we got to work right away. We worked tirelessly, day in, day out, prevailing through all conditions to put our tough to the test, give it all for gold, or go home broke. Being a solid unit since the day he arrived, we managed to pump him full of feed until he bulked up to push the scales to breaking point at a whopping 485 kilograms.
We organised through Year 9s to 12 agriculture classes, senior primary industry classes, and afternoon show team efforts to break him in, fill him up, as well as trained his coat by washing and clipping continuously. This was done through the range of expertise of students, as well as YouTube and guess and check methods, which were not always successful, as seen in his tale. We'd like to thank everyone involved in this magnificent event, namely Gillian Burgess and Rachel Frecklin for their great carcass judging abilities, as well as Oak Hill's teaching staff, Stelina Tresrail and Heather Muirhead, Darryl Moore and other Oak Hill alumni, enabling us to further strengthen our agricultural abilities. I'd like to leave you with this quote. In school, you're taught a lesson. They're given a test. In life, you're given a test, and that's how you learn your lesson, which we believe speaks great volumes to this program, providing guiding to the future generations in the agriculture industry. Cheers.
So our next set of results, and that's champion-led steer. And I'd like to invite Mr. Pito, Francesco from Picton Wholesale Meats to come up and to award our students and our schools their prize. So a little bit on Sir. He actually provided assistance to novice students at the training day and organised the processing of the sale of the steers. He has owned his own butcher shop and still breeds cattle, and he's been an immeasurable asset to our competition and to providing feedback and lessons to even the teachers in how to deliver industry quality information that is relevant and current. So, in 6th place, we have Macarthur Anglican School. In 5th place, we have Chevalier College. In 4th place, we have Elderslie High School. In 3rd place, Oak Hill College. In 2nd place, Colo High School. So the champion best led steer and the ribbon and trophy goes to Northam Grammar School. And while they're getting their photos, we're going to reveal to you the first leaderboard. And I can honestly say this, in the years that I've been doing this, it has never been tighter. So when we have a look at the leaderboard, keep in mind that there was only a few points between the top and the next place, the actually top 5 places. So we triple checked the maths every time. So it's anyone's game. So I'd now like to invite from Charles Sturt University lecturer Veronica Vichik.
Great. Well, today we've heard a lot about careers in agriculture, so I'm here to add value to that conversation. So obviously following high school, a potential opportunity for all of you to do is attend university. This will add, I guess, to your careers in agriculture if you're still learning and want to gain more education there. There's a lot of digital agriculture currently occurring at our campus, so I'll go forward and show you our facilities that we do have there. So again, as mentioned previously, agriculture is a part of all human facets, whether it's production all the way through the supply chain till it meets the consumer's plate. So education is a pivotal role in learning where you may fit within that supply chain, whether it's logistics, government, on the ground at an actual property, all the way through to the consumer. So we'll just skip to the next slide. These are a range of the degrees we provide at Charles Sturt. So we have vet through to ag, wine sciences. There's now digital agriculture. We also do vet technology. So there's a whole range. And we do have some of the, we're ranked for graduates who go into the workforce, and we've got the most amount of students that graduate and go straight into the workforce. So that's a positive out of Charles Sturt University. So yeah, like I said, along the whole supply chain, we also do have scientists involved, manufacturing, etc. So you can fit anywhere within there. And a lot of our subjects, you can elect to do subjects around any part of the supply chain that suits your interests. Again, this is just a word cloud. If you're not familiar with all of these careers, this is a good reference to come back to, so your teachers may be able to provide this to you if you're unsure.
It's on Career Harvest.
There you go, it's on Career Harvest, so good resource to have. As mentioned, why Charles Sturt University? So like I said, our student employment rate is really high, and that's not just in agriculture, it's across all degrees, whether that's nursing, teaching, dentistry. We provide everything. So we have a range of campuses across the whole of New South Wales too, all the way from Port Macquarie, so up northern New South Wales, down to Albury to Wodonga on the border there. Another emerging area that I see come through from animal science students and agriculture students is the environmental aspects and their want and needs to learn about conservation and wildlife. So that is something we do provide as well. We do have a lot of facilities, as I mentioned. We've got a vet clinic on site. We've got one of the leading equine facilities too. We have anatomy labs, so you do get a very hands-on experience. We've also got the Global Digital Farm, a commercial Angus herd, as well as a sheep flock too. So all your student activities involve all these commercial processes too, and you get a really hands-on experience, hence why there's such a demand for graduates from CSU. This is again just an overview of some degrees we do provide, so if you do want more information surrounding that, feel free to reach out. The other great thing about Charles Sturt, and just anywhere within the agricultural industry at the moment, is there are so many scholarships available to everybody, whether you want to go study or be in industry, as already mentioned previously. So a award we started last year was to provide a student that competed within this competition and wanted to come to Charles Sturt University. There's one scholarship for $5,000 that's going to be continuing for next year. So that'll open up very shortly. I think it's the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd of this month. So if that's something you are interested in, please apply. And as mentioned, there's a range of other scholarships too, so don't just limit yourself to that one if you do decide to come to Charles Sturt University. So thank you.
I'm just going to ask Veronica to stay on so she can present the next one. Oh, sorry, we'll just play the video. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
So I grew up in Sydney and I still live on the northern beaches in Sydney. I studied agriculture at high school when I was growing up because initially it was compulsory, and then I continued doing it because I really loved it, I really enjoyed doing it, and then decided to go on to university and do a Bachelor of Agricultural Science.
So I've chosen a Bachelor of Agricultural Science here at Charles Sturt University. I chose it because of the location. It's got a commercial property that we have access to here as students.
The career opportunities in agriculture are really quite amazing at the moment. I've had lots of companies come to me directly and say, can we get your graduates? They range from right across the region here in the Riverina and as well to interstate. There's lots of opportunities to work for private companies as well as government opportunities as well in a real professional base, giving advice to growers, giving advice to governments, setting policy and looking for ways of the future.
A lot of people think of, you've got to come from the bush to work in the bush, but there's a whole range of other jobs that are just absolutely critical to food production. Some of them are in the country, that's for sure, and that's very important. Some of them are in the city. So it really doesn't matter if you're brought up in a city or not. There's an opportunity for you in agriculture, and particularly when you start looking at new technologies. You know, artificial intelligence, machine learning, sensors, Internet of Things, synthetic biology. So if you are looking to really make a difference, if you want a career with purpose, if you want a career which is potentially a mixture of being in the office and being outside, if you like the environment, and you want to do good things for the environment, well, agriculture is a great place to start.
There's around 4 jobs per graduate out of university agriculture degrees, and that really, with the increasing world population and the need for everyone to eat and to be clothed, that is not going to change anytime soon.
Once I graduate, I really want to work in the emerging industries. That's definitely what I'm excited about at the moment, but also sustainable agriculture. Really passionate about that, especially the red meat industry, how we can get red meat industry carbon neutral and also carbon negative into the future.
It's really important that students get to see what happens on farms, but also agricultural businesses as well. What does it take to be profitable? What does it take to be productive? What does it take to be sustainable in this new world of agriculture? Well, workplace learning here at Charles Sturt University enables our students to get real hands-on experience in that.
Have a think about it. Again, if you want to do something good for the world, feeding them is pretty important, and looking after the environment is even more important. So come to agriculture.
So, pun intended, food for thought. We now move on to our next section, and that's the junior judge speaking and non-speaking categories. So for those at home and those in our audience, junior judging is a great competition as the students become judges and need to rank animals in order from best to worst. One of the pair of student judges speaks about the animal and why they put it in a certain order. It's a high caliber task that not only requires articulation and quick thought, but also includes a soundness of thought and a confidence in deliverance. The silent judge, similarly, and as the name suggests, is often without speaking, but some of our speakers were so close we actually had to get them on the spot to speak to the judges because we needed to have them split. So, junior non-speaking judge. In 6th place, from Richmond High School, is Ben Robinson. In 5th place from Beep Holding College is Isaac Zeri. In 4th place from MacArthur Anglican School is Olivia Perich. In 3rd place from St Columba's Catholic College is Eva Bonseris. In 2nd place from Oak Hill College is Andrew Boys. So that makes 1st place winner. From Kolo High School is Will Kamanzulu. So well done, everyone. All right. So I might ask Mr. Luciano Mastini to come up and present the awards for the next group. Now, we've already heard a little bit about Sir, but so dedicated to this competition, not only was he involved in the planning earlier on, but he's back again in a positive way. And I'm going to own it. I'm listening to him down here. He's Colo. I think you've definitely still got a supporter here. There's a little bit of bias. I'll let you know on that one.
It's really hard.
This is what we're listening to. So, junior speaking judge. In 6th place, from Oak Hill College, is Oscar Winder. In 5th place, from Beepholding College, is Lincoln Abila. I apologise on that one. In 4th place, from Caroline Chisholm, Hayley Burton. In 3rd place, from Macarthur Anglican School, is Isabella Campbell. In 2nd place, from Arndell Anglican, is Madeline Brooke. And in 1st place, from St. Columba's Catholic College, is Michaela Mercier. So before I go into senior judge, I just want to give you a little bit of background on the success of some of the winners that have done this competition previously and are now out in the workforce. We actually have people who have done this and are now winning competitions at the national level. The last few years have won at the Royal Easter Show at the state level. Both, we've had people in cattle and people in sheep. We've had people go over and represent at America in university level competitions for their judging ability. And when you talk to these people, they will say that they found the confidence working and doing things like this and working with their teachers, their colleagues and peers within their team, but also those out of them. So, senior judge speaking and non-speaking. We will start with non-speaking judge, and in 6th place, from Arndell Anglican College, Ivy Constantine. In 5th place, from Macarthur Anglican College, Amelia Karavac. fourth place, from Richmond High School, Erica Schindler. In third place, from Colo High School, Lily Young. Second place, from Caroline Chisholm, Isabella McMaster. In first place, from Chevalier College, Jessica Chung. So I thank Sir, and I now invite students from St Columba's Catholic College to come and talk about their judging preparation.
Hi everyone, I'm Olivia in Year 11.
And I'm Trinity in Year 10.
We are from St Columba's Catholic College and we are here today to talk to you about judging preparation. This competition has allowed us to build on our current knowledge to improve the quality of our judging. Many new terms including back and lean terms, for example, straighter and stronger over the top line, thicker, more heavily muscled and finished. We also learnt why judging is important.
When we were preparing for the judging component of this day, there were many things to consider: how to stand, confidence when speaking, what aspects we were looking for when judging a steer, and how we can best place the animals. With new members in our team, it was up to us, the more experienced team members, to explain what judging was all about.
On the training day, a few of our students from the show team participated in the Learning How to Judge Beef Cattle workshop. Through this, students were able to learn what makes a good beef steer that fits market specifications and how to distinguish between the 4 steers to place them 1 through to 4. On this day, Michaela Grimer also talked to some of our show team members about judging and understanding the correct terminology that should be used.
Students learnt the basics of what to look for in a steer. Top line, hind quarter, shoulder, overall trimness, and condition are the most important things when we're looking at judging a steer. And this helps students when having to judge steers at live day if it was their first time judging beef cattle.
We also use cattle judging notes to help further develop terminology and practice giving speeches. Judging is an important part of the beef industry and a skill we will continue to develop in our show team for the next competition.
Thank you for listening. We look forward to participating next year and have a lovely night.
So to present the trophies and the certificates to our next group of recipients, I'd now like to invite Dr. Gareth Leachman, Principal of Arndell Anglican College. I didn't actually tell the principals they were doing this, so I probably got them a little bit by surprise. Sorry. Okay, so senior judging speaking. In 6th place, we have Eldersley High School with Will Giles. In 5th place from Colo High School, Olivia Bard. While she's coming up, what's interesting about this competition is some of these names are familiar and to see their progress. So it's interesting to see the long-term commitment. Thank you guys for that. So in fourth place from St Columba's Catholic College is Trinity Power. In third place from Arndell Anglican College is Adriana Kotranakis. In second place from MacArthur Anglican School is Sarah Peck. And with 1 point separating. And for those that don't know, it's actually out of 100, with 50% of the marks coming from the speaking ability and 50% from the content. And they really have at most 10 minutes to prep their speech. So in first place from Chevalier College is Kate Bartlow. Now we're going to ask Sir to stay for one of the big awards. And this one's an interesting one. I actually really went back and double checked the maths on this because the leaderboard reflected something different. Although the all age team trophy is probably not surprising, what it does to the leaderboard is. So all ages team judging is when we combine those categories together and we get a cumulative score. And in first place, we have MacArthur Anglican School. Thank you, sir, for presenting. And onto the leaderboard. First place is actually not the school that took out the awards at the top level, but was actually consistent, which is how they've got the cumulative. I went back and double checked, and it's still, there's 1 point between first and second, and 1 point at this point between second and third. It's that tight. So, that was building suspense. I would like to invite students from Richmond High to provide insight into gentling and working with their animal.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paris and this is Carla. We're Year 12 students from Richmond High School, and today we'll be sharing how we gentled our steer Tonka.
When we first got Tonka, he was pretty calm already, and we wanted to make the gentling process less stressful for him and us as well. We started by tying him up and brushing him to get him more used to the halter, the new environment, and other people. We had to overcome a few obstacles. Tonka wasn't thrilled with the nose dog. To solve this, we ran him through the crush each time when putting it in, initially keeping it as loose as possible to reduce pressure on his nose. After giving him time to adjust, we then slowly tightened our hold on the rope. We made sure to ask for advice from teachers and senior members whenever we encountered problems to steer us in the right direction. We slowly introduced the cattle cane by scratching Tonka and rubbing it up and down his legs. When he was comfortable with this, we moved on to his feet, and soon we could square him up with no difficulties.
Every week we took our turns walking Tonka up and down the ag plot along with some of our other cattle. Once everyone could walk him confidently, we paraded him around the home ec quad. Learning from last year's training live day, we made sure that Tonka would be fine with the hose and blow dryer by washing him regularly. Before the big day, We also used a small speaker to mimic the live day PA and get him used to all the different sounds and voices he would encounter. We really enjoyed gentling and working with Tonka and were able to learn lots of new skills. Thank you for the opportunities provided to us by this competition.
Thank you, Richmond High, for your insight. I would now like to invite the Principal of Beeb Holding, Acting Principal, David Sullivan, up to present the next two classes. So we move on to Junior Parader, Novice and Experienced. So our Junior Novice class in 6th place from Elderslie High School is Annabella Cormus. In 5th place from Caroline Chisholm College, Elise Fenich. In 4th place from St Columba's Catholic College is Madeline Lemonjan. In 3rd place from Beeb Holding College is Georgina Zara. In 2nd place from Chevalier College is Darcy Warner. In 1st place from MacArthur Anglican School is Talia Lenahan. So well done to our junior novice. I can't wait to see what happens in a few years. But in all honesty, in this role, one of the greatest things to see is actually to see some of the names appear year after year. And we actually keep all of our records. So there's people that we've watched in their results go from really timid and really unsure to seeing them in year 12 and seeing the smiles on their faces and know that some of them have been with us for 6 years, and we've got, I'm going to embarrass her, we've got Brooke over here who's been with us much longer and she's coming back, and her brother's in the audience as well and her sister's done it. So even people that are organising it really get a thrill out of seeing you guys and your development and just how far you grow. So our next category, Junior Experienced. In 6th place, from St Columba's Catholic College is Kiralee Powell. In 5th place from Arndell Anglican College is Emily Duffield. In 4th place from Colo High School, Mia Bard. In third place from Oak Hill College is Luca Compton. In second place from MacArthur Anglican School is Christine Sutton. So that makes the champion junior parader with the trophy from Elderslie High School is Riley Schaefer. Thank you, sir, for presenting. So, to talk to some people about parading, people who don't know what's involved kind of look at it and go, oh, you're just walking a cow. But in reality, it's so much more. You're dealing with an animal so much bigger with more body mass than you. You have to handle it with poise, with elegance, and with grace. You may be a bit young to know this person, but Ginger Rogers, one of the world's greatest dancers, talked about dancing backwards in heels. Our students with their steers have to dance with a boulder for a partner, and they do so with grace and elegance. Our senior novice are no exception. So I would now invite Mrs. Tara Cullen, Relieving Principal of Colo High School, up to present our next set of classes. So in sixth place from Elderslie High School is Charlie Buckley. In fifth place from Richmond High School, Lucy Cormack. In fourth place from Caroline Chisholm College, Audrey Cox. In third place from MacArthur Anglican School, Michaela Butler. In second place from Chevalier College, Tori Palmer. In first place from St. Columba's Catholic College is Odette Laurent. So the next category is senior experienced. And like our judges, some of our students that have taken out this competition have gone on to take out high-level competitions at the same level, in the same area. Royal Easter Show, the Ekka, Melbourne. It's not just what you do here, it's what you do when you walk out the door. So, senior, parader, experienced. When we spoke to our judges, highly contested. There wasn't a dud in the field. In 6th place, from Colo High School, Cordelia Navin. Fifth place from Eldersley High School, Zara Buckley. Fourth place from MacArthur Anglican School, Micaiah Darby. Third place from Beep Holding College is Shan Zara. In second place from Chevalier College is Flynn Casely. It's great to see some families coming home with some prizes, because champion senior parader with a trophy and a ribbon from Oak Hill College is Alex Compton. All right, let's see what it does to our leaderboard. Told you it was close. So, we'd like to welcome students from Caroline Chisholm to speak on their learnings that they think can be carried forward, and I know they definitely can.
Good afternoon. My name is Maddie from Year 12. And I'm Cassie from Year 8. And we attend school here at Caroline Chisholm College. Over the course of 100 days, we had the privilege of raising and working on our Steer Thunder, where students were able to learn and gain through an understanding of knowledge, skills, and safety when participating in feeding, gentling, weighing, and preparing the steer, which was proven to be worth it at the live day. In reflecting upon this experience, we realised that an activity embedded in the reality of working in an authentic task of finishing and showing a steer to meet commercial specifications was an engaging and meaningful learning activity. This gave us opportunities to interact with cattle industry practitioners, agribusinesses, and students who love to share their passion in agriculture. In the future, we would recommend and encourage this type of competition as an important tool for developing the whole person. It requires consistent effort and teamwork, where one can recognise the diversity of skills of different levels of competency within the task. This allows the opportunity to be tolerant and learn from each other and step up to be leaders in different aspects of this overall task. You will learn to rely on each other and meet deadlines, and in interpreting the judging criteria to meet competition standards.
We affirm the importance of ongoing observations to accurately infer the health status from behaviours and physical appearance. We recommend using growth data from previous years to make informed decisions on management when changes are required. For example, a management change for us is going back to feeding steers separately from his companion, who tended to eat more than his ratio, which is exacerbated by large flocks of galahs and other birds consuming more than their fair share of the ration. In this will require putting stripes of plastic like the fly excluders across the shed to exclude birds and running the companion steer in the next paddock so that they will camp close together but not across each other's feed. In the future, we would love to use technology commonly found on dairy farms, such as a smart collar and a feeder with sensors to feed three times a day to minimize wastage to wildlife and achieve optimal growth rate. We also affirm the practice of using old technology like to easily write down regular interactions and observations that can be read easily through the whole team, supplying a memory aid in the preparation of the journal and display.
Finally, as skills take time and practice to refine, we recommend starting your interactions early. For example, we recommend starting the trial and error process of botching the haircuts within the first few weeks of arrival, so there are at least 3 or 4 cycles of clipping to refine your technique. For us, these are some of the lessons we will carry into the future and future competitions. This opportunity we were provided with has been an amazing experience, and I am grateful to the staff, judges, teachers and the Pratley family of Shalgadi for the opportunity to engage in an authentic learning experience relating to cattle production. Thank you.
I would now like to invite the principal of Elderslie High School, Jennifer Lawrence. So, beef appraisal. This is actually a competition, an element that we actually can't assess on the day, because the students go away and assess 2 groups of 4 steers. They rank and place on 3 different categories based on industry. And then we have to wait for the analysis. We've actually got the person that did the analysis here, and we'll introduce you to her a little bit later. But both junior and senior teams work together by looking at rib fat, yield and muscle with the naked eye, and then provide the ranking. This award recognises both junior and senior teams in a combination score. So in 6th place is Caroline Chisholm College. In 5th place, MacArthur Anglican School. In 4th place, Elderslie High School. In 3rd place, Beepholding College. In 2nd place, Oak Hill College. Which makes our champion school beef appraisal team, Arndell Anglican College. See, it's nerve-wracking even for principals to do this. So now on to the greatest Sydney Schools cattle competition. That's a mouthful on a Friday night. Champion Junior Judging Team. And what that does is it looks at the judging, the appraisal, and combines it all. So, the all junior judging results. Before I announce it, bit of our version of an ad break, I would like to invite the Macarthur Anglican principal, Mr. David Nockels. So, the ribbon and trophy for Champion Junior Judging Team is Arndell Anglican College. So, we'll also ask her to stay for the next one, because the next one is Champion Senior Judging Team. And like the junior, this combines everything, but for our senior results. So, this year's champion team for the senior category is Macarthur Anglican School. So we know one of our major sponsors is AgriWest, so we're going to invite our representative from AgriWest, Michaela Sefa, to come up, please. And when I announce this award, it's a little bit, well, it is always special for all of our categories, but this year Graham Williams of Thunderbird has made a very generous donation of a set of clippers for the school that wins this category. For those of you that are old enough, I feel it's a bit of sale of the century kind of going on here. And here's a prize we had in the back. Anyway, so the clippers and a large trophy for the champion school for overall is Arndell Anglican College. And again, I'm going to show my age. There's another, but wait, there's more. There's another one of these for another category. Those of you that are over about 30 will get that catchphrase. The young ones, maybe not. All right. Thank you so much. We'll get you up for the next one. So, let's have a look at the leaderboard. I just love building the suspense, I have to be honest on this bit. Okay, I'd now like to invite students from Northam Grammar School to talk about feeding and rationing.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily.
And I'm Isaac.
We are excited to speak with you this afternoon about the feeding of our North Home steer, Tiramisu. However, we're aware that it is a Friday night, so we'll try to keep it short and sweet. Tiramisu joined us on the 8th of May this year, after being fed DDG pellets by Macarthur Anglican School. When he first joined the team, he weighed in at 300 kilos and finished at 461 kilos. I now invite Isaac to provide some more detail.
Tiramisu was fed along with 3 other steers in our paddocks, a mixture of DDG pellets donated by the Melindra Group and pasture hay which was supplied by Ben Henkel. We calculated that we would need to feed him 2.5% of his live weight. This 2.5% was ratioed to 70% DDG pellets and 30% hay. Once a week we would weigh him to determine how much we would need to feed him. When he first came, he started with a predominantly hay diet. We slowly introduced him to the pellets until we reached the ratio we needed. This was also fed to the other steers in the paddock along with 2 mineral blocks. The first, a Herd Health 365 mineral block supplying trace elements, and the other a Megamin block for both micro and macronutrients.
Thank you, Isaac. Over the course of his time at Northholme, Tiramisu showed no signs of digestive issues, indicating that he was fed just the right amount. He was not provided with any mix-ins or additives and was provided his feed to consume according to his appetite. These measurements won the carcass competition in 2022, so we decided to repeat this experiment this year again. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Okay, so now for the carcass results. And students, don't know this feedback, but we actually got really positive feedback. Okay, some of the comments were the high quality of the cattle provided and produced, a fantastic overall finish and presentation to the highest standard to date. That is the work of you and your teachers, and a very special thank you to our breeders. Well done. Not only did you excel as schools, but you excelled as participants in the industry. Those carcasses were industry standards. They weren't made up points. They went out to consumers to eat. It's your work. So I'd now like to invite one of our key guests, Miss Jill Burgess. And a little bit on Jill. She's actually the current Hawkesbury Young Woman of the Year. She was our carcass judge. She's doing a PhD at Sydney Uni, and she came recommended by MLA, so the Meat and Livestock Association of Australia, to be our carcass judge. She came back with glowing compliments. So carcass results are judged by the MLA in accordance to the Meat Standards Australia Index. They include points awarded for dressing percentages, meat colour, rib fat, meat yield, marbling and other factors, many of which our judges were looking for when our students stepped into the ring. So without further ado, our champion school carcass results are: in 6th place, Colo High School. In 5th place from Chevalier College, 5th place Chevalier College rather. And in 4th place, from St. Columba's Catholic College. In 3rd place is Elderslie High School. In second place, Oak Hill College. So the champion school with the best carcass results and the winners of the ribbon and the trophy goes to Northam Grammar School. Let's have a look at our tally board. Hate to tell you, again, there's only 1 point in some of those top rankings. It's close. So, I would now like to invite Beep Holding to come and chat about growth and weight. Than weight or any of her students, it's her steer.
We received our steer T-Bone on the 8th of May, and it was a great benefit that he was already quiet due to the gentling process at MacArthur Anglican College. Thank you. He was already able to eat approximately 3 kilos of manildra pellets per day. This meant that there was little upset to his gut bacteria, as we were able to continue on with the same formulation, and the stress that is normally associated with the new environment was reduced considerably, avoiding potential weight loss. We didn't see any backward movement in his weight gain, but he continued on an upward trend throughout the entire 98 days while on feed at school. We observed within the first 2 to 3 weeks that the steer was reactive to only eating the manildra pellets provided, and was limiting his own consumption of dry matter. The steer chose not to go to the hay rack that was available at Lib 24 hours per day, and was selectively only eating the pellets. We had our Year 11s go on an excursion to a farm where they had a nutritionist design feed rations and then monitor the feed intake daily. Following on from that advice and the Year 11 students examining some research papers, we discovered that the optimum rumen performance is maximised if the dry matter of fibre lengths are between 3 and 10 centimetres. We therefore felt that we should try and stimulate this, providing roughage that was cut up to maximise the steer's rumen function. We received the oats and chaff and supplemented this, and it was approximately 1/3 of his diet. We also had been observing that his stool was extremely loose and smelly prior to the addition of the chaff. After the chaff was added, we achieved success as evidenced in the stool formation. It was well formed, more dense, and better texture composition. T-Bone was gaining approximately 1 kilo a week for those first 3 weeks, and his consumption total continued to rise. This actually maximised out over 2 kilos a day towards the end of the 98 days that we had him at our school. He did have companion animals, but they were too small to reach into the trough that we had for our Murray Grey steer. This meant that they were able to carefully manage the consumption of the steer's pellets. We always had ad-lib pellets available. This was so he was able to eat at any time during the day and not create a break in the supply of nutrients. As we were able to monitor the consumption of backfilling the feed container, it was the addition of the food we had to put each day that allowed us to determine how much food has been consumed every day. These methods once again maximised his rumen function. Due to our Murray Grey's placid nature, he aided in his overall consumption, as he did not seem to be overly stressed by the loud noises of the school students that are right next to our school farm, or the traffic that adjoins the corner of our school farm. Overall, we are very grateful for this opportunity, as it was an integral part of our Stage 5 and Stage 6 classes, as they monitored the steer in comparison with other species, such as meat birds, in our alignment with their assessment tasks. Thank you to everyone who was involved in making this opportunity possible. We are looking forward to next year.
So, I'd like to invite Mr. Bradbury, Principal of Northam Grammar, up to present. So, before I begin the next one, just a bit of a breakup. The joke before, we actually, during COVID, the competition still ran, and we went to a public forum outside in order to deliver the ribbons. We couldn't quite work out why the general public at this dinner were kind of looking until we realised the teacher that had won it was actually wearing champion weight gain, and they had thought that it was the teacher that we were awarding the weight gain. So this one I always have a bit of a giggle to myself when it comes up, because I think of that moment and the really strange looks we were receiving until we worked out when somebody was brazen enough to tell us why they were looking at us. Anyway, for the steer, not a person. Champion school steer weight gain. In 6th place, Northam Grammar School. In 5th place from Oak Hill College is Oak Hill College. Fourth place, Colo High School. Third place, MacArthur Anglican School. In 2nd place from Chevalier College. And off memory, the winning school with the weight gain was 152 kilos in less than 100 days. And that makes the champion school with the biggest weight gain is Beepolding College. So thank you so much. So the next one is when we put all of the animal categories or the steer categories together, it's the school that does the best. So weight gain, carcass, lead steer, and those types of categories. And we give it to an overall school, for one school. So I'd like to invite the acting principal of Richmond High, Angela Heath. So the large trophy and the champion school for overall cattle results is Northam Grammar School. Now, the next group of students that's going to come up and have a bit of a chat to you, we actually deliberately gave them this category. It is random, and when it comes up, I do have the ability sometimes to veto. And we thought you know what? Elderslie is a team that is new to the competition, but one that put in an amazing amount of effort, like you all did for somebody new. So we wanted to really hear about their experience, given the unique view of being new to the competition. So without further ado, I invite Elderslie to come up to talk about the herdsman competition, which is a really unique element that very few shows have.
Good evening everyone, I'm Zara and this is Will, and today we're here to talk about the herdsmanship competition. The herdsmanship competition was a brilliant opportunity for schools to show off their knowledge of their steers at the Greater Sydney Schools Cattle Competition. It involved preparing a display exhibiting many different aspects of caring for and preparing the steers leading up to show day. For example, feeding schedules, washing processes and training. To prepare, we crafted an optimal diet for our Murray Grey steer thanks to Manildra's DDG pellets. Over 9 weeks, we gradually increased DDG intake from 4 to 8 kilos, helping our steer gain over 142 kilos without any issues like acidosis. We regularly recorded all changes in a journal. Our steer's diet also included oat and chaff, hay, bicarb soda and oats. We weighed him weekly and used this data to create weight graphs and analyse feed increases. Our display planning began by gathering essential information about DDG pellets, our sponsors, and our steer's weight gain and feed increases. We aimed for a clear and easily understandable layout to cater to all audiences, regardless of their knowledge of cattle or the Greater Sydney Schools competition. After planning, we executed our vision, crafting informative graphs about weight gain and feed increases, paragraphs and mind maps. We ensured all printed materials were easily readable from a distance. Once all of this was finished, it was time to make it safe.
Safety was essential. We placed equipment and personal belongings behind the display to avoid obstructing the public's view, but also to ensure safety was maintained. Hygiene requirements were also followed, including waste management and general tidiness. We also set up a barrier between the display and the steer for everyone's safety. The cattle team were also able to produce safe, quick-release knots in order to keep the steer secure. On competition day, our cattle team followed a display roster to monitor our stall and steer continuously. We were well prepared to answer questions and ensure the safety of both our steer and the public. Everyone on the cattle team was aware of their responsibilities and was well rehearsed in the display information. And overall, the Elderslie High cattle team effectively managed the herdsmanship aspect of the show, working cohesively and enjoying a fabulous experience at the Greater Sydney Cattle Competition. Thank you.
So probably one of the highest, highly debated ones in terms of the nuances and making sure students get it right. The herdsman really shows what the students know. Not only do they have to put together their display, and often an accompanying presentation and a diary, but 2 members of the team also have to speak to a panel of people that go around and chat. And he's not here, so I can dob him in. One of them, Dr. Langford, has actually been one of the originators of the competition and so entrenched in agriculture education. I can say he taught my mum. Don't tell him I told you that when you see him. He tells me, I tell people his age by saying that. But the idea of the competition is about, or that element, showing what you know and showing the growth. So I'd now like to invite Mr. Phil Scollard from St. Columba's Catholic College up to present the next category. And this one is actually student choice. So of that display, students go around and actually rank everybody but their own school based on a criteria. For principals and teachers that aren't familiar with the competition, we know how important using the criteria is in our assessment, and our students actually have to deconstruct it in order to mark. We kind of hand the keys of teaching to them. So in first place, voted by you, is Caroline Chisholm College. So we're going to ask Sir to stay, and we will also invite Michaela back up from Agri West, and she's going to present. This is where our second set of clippers come in, so she's going to present the clippers when the first place recipient steps up. So this one, as I said, Mr. Langford, who was part of the inaugural competition, did it. A lady by the name of Caitlin, who was actually a student just like you, also was one of the judges, and also one of our inaugural teachers who came back to judge as well. So you had a panel of very esteemed, very experienced judges. So in sixth place is Arndell Anglican College. In fifth place is MacArthur Anglican School. In fourth place, Caroline Chisholm College. In third place, St. Columba's College. In second place, Colo High School. And if memory serves me correctly, winning by 0.5 of a mark. They went back and calculated, I watched them. It was also put through Excel and a computer to double check, and a calculator just to double check, human error, you know. In their maiden year is Elderslie High School. He's probably going to get, that was a bit loud, sorry. He's probably going to get a little bit embarrassed, but I'm going to do it anyway. You might have noticed the really lovely trophies that we've had. This is the second year we've had them. Again, I just want to really commend Mr. Heath from Beep Holding. He not only designed, but he made each of these by hand. Now that's from the laser cutting on the glass to the wood itself. So we actually didn't purchase these. These were made by a teacher. So thank you again, sir. I know you don't like us mentioning it, but we appreciate it. So hopefully I haven't forgotten anyone, but our last student speakers of the night are from MacArthur Anglican School. And they're going to talk about not only the lessons that they learnt, but they're going to talk about how that transcends into other things as well. So they've got a bit of a hard task, and I know from hearing them speak out in the competition just how passionate they are about the competition itself.
Good afternoon to all schools involved with the Greater Sydney School Cattle Competition, and thank you to Caroline Chisholm for hosting this event and all sponsors involved. My name is Bryce and this is Caleb, and tonight we have the privilege of discussing lessons learned from the Greater Sydney School Cattle Competition that can be applied to other subjects and areas of life. These include teamwork, leadership skills, and strong work ethics.
Throughout the competition, each team would have faced situations that challenged the team's abilities to work together. A show team needs to utilise teamwork skills, which involves having a network of individuals working together harmoniously to achieve a common goal. In our time of having our steer Baxter, we set up a roster system which allowed a small group of students to be in charge of that week's diary entries and feeding. This led to larger, more difficult jobs being able to be spread out among all team members.
Having leadership skills in your team doesn't just mean that your team is ruled by one specific person, but by the senior members of the team and act as role models and guide younger or new students. This teaches us that leadership is not just about giving orders, but also about setting right examples for others to follow. In various aspects of life, whether it's in professional setting, as a parent, or within a community, effective leaders inspire and motivate by embodying the values and behaviours which they like to see in others. Leading by example creates a positive influence and strengthens trust and respect among new show members.
Strong work ethics involves everyone within the school's show team to be willing to put in long hours and willing to pull their own weight when taking on tasks. This commitment to their team teaches us that dedication and persistence are essential components of work ethics and the team persistently working towards their goals. Thank you.
So you may have noticed that I haven't shown you the tally in a while, and I'm not going to. Sorry. So, pointy end. 1 trophy. It's the final one. I'm even on to my second binder. So before we announce the winning school, we'd like to invite the Prattleys, who was so generous enough not only to allow us to purchase so many of their steers, and it's really hard for it to get a competition where the steers are sourced from one place, but they're actually kind enough to let some of us teachers go down and visit their site, and they spent hours with us allowing us to select from their animals. So they just weren't randomly given to you. We actually went down and spent a number of hours. They were regularly in contact. So I'd love for the Prattleys to come up and present our final award. He's a bit shy. So before we do announce the winning school, I just need to ask a couple of housekeeping things. Can each team stay back? And we need to get, particularly the winning team, but we need each team to stay back with their ribbons and their trophies and get a team photo. Teachers, we need you to be in it. Principals, guests, we'd love you to be in it as well, so that we've got those for our records. If you are somebody that has received an award today, this is being live streamed. It will be on Caroline Chisholm's Facebook page and their YouTube, so it is being recorded. You can show your friends and your families. But from me, this will be one of the last times I get to speak to you, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you, thank you to my fellow teachers, and thank you to Caroline Chisholm. So I'm not from Caroline Chisholm, I'm from another school. And their hospitality and the work in which they've put in to host you tonight has been huge. We've got people in the booth at the back. Can we actually give them a round of applause? I'm going to embarrass Miss. Miss is actually on long service leave at the moment, so she's actually not meant to be at school. Sorry, Miss, I know you're meant to be doing an assignment as well. She's doing uni as well, and it's due, what, today? Tomorrow? Next week, sorry. And she had me at her place yesterday at 6 o'clock finalising this, so a big thank you to Miss. But my point is this, guys, these people are here because of you. These people who do all of this work, they don't get paid for it, but they get paid, they do it because they want to see the best out of you. Now, I'm a bit old and cynical, and I've realised I can't change the world. But the people in this room can. And that's why we do it. So today, before you go, Make sure you thank your staff. Make sure you thank the people that have come to support you, and give your parents and families a big hug for all that they do. And good luck, and I hope to see you next year. Even if you're year 12, we'd love you to come back as an alumni. So, I've built the suspense. I've paused it enough. The overall champion school. Let's have a look for the final time for at the tally board. For those of you that were here last year, you may have noticed we changed it a little bit so we could see it. There is a point difference between some of these places. MacArthur Anglican, congratulations, please come up. So a very big congratulations to our champion school. And there's one person I forgot to mention, and that's Mr. Stephen Blunden, who, pun intended, steers the ship. Okay. The countless hours, the countless emails, the countless phone conversations, and the immeasurable hours that he puts in. He's not a teacher. He doesn't get paid. He does it because, again, you're the future. So, from all of us here, thank you and good night.